EOS Nation announces dfuse Community Edition, Google's Rich Widmann joins Wax Advisory Council, we get a fresh look at Blankos, and lots more. I'm Daniel Keys, and this is episode 59 of the EOS Hot Sauce. As always, our spicy weekly updates are available in every format. Watch on YouTube, listen on SoundCloud or your favorite podcast player, or read it at eosnation.io. That's also where you can subscribe to the EOS Nation newsletter to get that spicy sauce poured straight into your inbox. However you prefer it, help spread the sauce by smashing that like, ringing that bell, and giving us a 5-star rating. Let's get to this week's spicy goodness. First up, EOS Nation is excited to announce our technical partnership with dfuse, the blockchain API company. Following dfuse's recent announcement of the open sourcing of the dfuse blockchain data stack, EOS Nation has now announced that it will collaborate with dfuse to launch and host the official dfuse Community Edition for the EOS mainnet. dfuse has developed the most advanced open-source blockchain data stack and provides the massively scalable infrastructure used today in hundreds of public and private deployments, including exchanges, trading operations, interactive games, social media platforms, supply chain solutions, and high-throughput regulated environments. The official dfuse Community Edition running dfuse for EOSIO will be rate limited to enable the largest number of projects to benefit from the free access. Users can expect the same high level of service and support that EOS Nation offers for all of its products. In addition, EOSQ.app will now use the API hosted by EOS Nation once they're operational. Make sure to read our press release for more information regarding the upcoming dfuse Community Edition. Up next, some news from Wax. The first advisor to officially join the Wax Advisory Council was revealed this week as Rich Widmann, Product Counsel at Google. The Wax Advisory Council was created to help better align Wax's roadmap with input from leaders from prestigious global companies, and it doesn't get more prestigious than Google. These council advisors will help Wax calibrate their efforts as they attempt to carve out their spot in the mainstream video gaming and entertainment industry. Having industry insiders advise on potential legal or technical roadblocks to adoption is going to be very strategically valuable to Wax moving forward. With even more advisors set to join the council in the coming weeks and months, it's clear that Wax continues to solidify its reputation as a leader in the blockchain gaming space. In other Wax news, NFT collectors are gearing up for the next NFT launch called Blockchain Heroes, which features 50 unique superheroes inspired by top influencers, inventors, and content creators. And finally, the Swedish Blockchain Association is hosting a meetup on June 16th and will be joined by 2 speakers from the Wax community. Attend this event and you have a chance to win their surprise giveaway. And now moving on to some free EOS educational opportunities. Following up on her first Learning EOSIO report on the tic-tac-toe game engine example, Lena is back this week with a new report on the first Block.one webinar. These reports are a great way for users of all skill levels to get a quick glance at the contents of the webinar. For example, this first Block.one webinar serves as a great introduction to the many basic concepts of blockchain technology such as properties of blockchain, cryptographic hash functions, blocks, consensus explained, historical challenges of blockchain platforms, examples of blockchain applications using EOSIO, and EOSIO developer community portals. Interested in learning more about these concepts? Check out Lena's report or watch the entire Block.one webinar for free online. Block.one's second webinar will teach participants how to build their first smart contract on EOSIO on June 15th. For those interested in a more EOS-centric webinar, we invite you to attend the second online EOSIO Swiss workshops hosted by EOS Nation Ambassador Patrick Schmidt on June 23rd. This free workshop features DAPP reviews including Blocks.io, Scatter, SenseChat, Everipedia, and WordProof, an EOS Nation tools overview including Proxy for Nation, Xnation, and dWeb, hands-on EOSIO examples including account creation and querying EOSIO blockchain through curl, and exclusive interviews with builders in the blockchain ecosystem. Next, we've got a fresh look at a highly anticipated EOSIO game. This week was the launch of IGN's Summer of Gaming event, and Blankos fans were treated with a fun new trailer and some new exclusive gameplay footage. You can find it in the written edition of this week's episode at eosnation.io. Reservations for game accounts are now available, so sign up and claim your favorite username. It was fantastic to see a AAA game featured so prominently in mainstream gaming built on EOSIO technology, which leads us to the question on everyone's mind. Will Blankos run on the EOS mainnet? The answer is one that's becoming very familiar to the EOS community. Blankos will start out on a private EOSIO chain and is looking into strategies to eventually incorporate the EOS mainnet into its product. We found that answer in the blockchain channel on the Blankos Discord chat. The Blankos game is developed by the EOS VC-funded company Mythical Games, a team that consists of highly experienced game industry veterans, previously involved in the creation of blockbuster games such as Call of Duty. With Blankos, they are now exploring new features made possible through blockchain, such as true ownership and opportunities to securely trade high-value collectibles. Speaking of collectibles, Mythical Games partnered with selected artists to design all the cute Blankos we see in the trailer. But there's also room for creativity for gamers, as they'll be able to build custom levels within Blankos. Anyone who wants to learn more about what else is going on with Mythical Games and their strategies to bring blockchain-based gaming to the masses should check out the recent Let's Do Lunch interview with John Linden, CEO of Mythical Games. And a new set of votes are in. Block.one is currently on week 3 of a 6-week 56-team block producer voting rotation. This week's vote includes EOS Sol, EOS Fly to Mars, Infinity Stones, Hashfin, EOSIO SG, Who.com, EOS Argentina, EOS Titan, and EOS 42. Congratulations to these 9 block producers. And now we bring you the results of the Coding for Change EOSIO Hackathon. Congratulations to EOS Costa Rica and their app Lifebank for winning the $100,000 grand prize. They were one of 3 competing projects we highlighted in last week's episode, and were selected from an impressive field that included 900 participants from 92 countries. Announcing the prize, Block.one said, "One of the many disruptions caused by social distancing and quarantines has been a sharp decline in blood donations, resulting in blood bank shortages across the globe. To address this issue, winning team Lifebank designed an application that has the potential to provide a lifeline to local communities by creating value exchange between eligible donors, donation centers, and sponsors. By leveraging EOSIO blockchain technology, the app enables users to create EOS accounts to manage their entire blood donation process, from validating donors to registering local businesses as sponsors in exchange for receiving a Life token. The EOS Costa Rica team clarified that Lifebank doesn't collect any data. The donation center is the one who validates an eligible donation was made. The Life token is not monetary. Each sponsor decides what value they are willing to give in exchange. Could be anything from a free coffee to 10% off dry cleaning. And a token is non-transferable between donors. It can only be used from a donor account to a sponsor account. It can't be sold or traded on secondary markets." And the EOS community was pleased to see a new publication from Dan Larimer this week, which defended the high throughput available on EOS mainnet and preempted a CoinDesk article. In a tweet, Dan explained, "CoinDesk was planning an article about it, chose to answer it by blog instead of letting them control the narrative." For those that are curious, you can find the CoinDesk article that appeared a day later linked in the written edition of this week's episode. At the heart of the disagreement is the fact that CoinDesk is referencing a study that argues that 96% of actions on the EOS network are spam. Dan Larimer's defense is that it's not up to CoinDesk or anyone else to place a judgment on whether or not an action is considered a spam. At the end of the day, the EOS network is continuously processing more actions and transactions than any other public permissionless network, and that's a fact. And now we bring you some updates from DWeb. Polls, posts, and upvotes are here, allowing content creators to further engage with their fans and followers. As the first operator of DWeb, EOS Nation is happy to see continued activity and new features being added by the DWeb developers. While the admin of a community can generate income through the allowance, now other community participants can also earn tokens by content curation through upvoting or by writing relevant posts. The upvoting mechanism also has a nice gamification aspect to it, as members can compete to outbid each other, with the goal to own the top banner of a post. This banner shows the top voting account, a customizable message, and can feature an embedded link. The first upvote costs 10 cents, and each progressive vote costs 30% more than the previous upvote. When someone upvotes, the previous upvoter gets back all the money they upvoted with, plus a third of the difference between the previous and current upvote. Another third of that goes to the post creators, and the final third goes to the admin of the community, minus developer, operator, and marketer fees. Members can find a summary of all of their earnings on their page, which can be found when clicking on the 3 dots next to the Your Balance field. Censorship-resistant social media is in high demand, and DWeb is not just providing a platform, but a toolkit to build several interconnected platforms and robust infrastructure so that content creators don't need to rely on a single party to build their business. DWeb makes tokenized content creation as easy as it gets, even for a non-crypto audience. EOS Nation is excited for the next features coming to the platform and looking forward to a wider adoption of DWeb, which might happen soon, as we learned about some bigger players showing interest. BuiltOnEOSIO is back this week, introducing one of the EOS VC grant recipients. TAIKAI is a web platform that facilitates the hosting of online hackathons or idea challenges. The goal of the platform is to attract global talent and foster innovation by providing a framework to host challenges, manage applications and entries, vote, and reward winners. The founders decided to integrate a blockchain component to TAIKAI to ensure a transparent and audible selection process. EOSIO was the obvious choice for its advantages in scalability, cost efficiency, and ease of use. They were quoted, "For us, it was important that the regular user wouldn't notice any difference between using our platform and a non-blockchain platform. It wouldn't be possible to provide such a seamless experience with any other blockchain." In its first year since inception, the platform already boasts a great track record. 17 innovation challenges by 12 organizations, more than 4,000 participants hosted, and approximately 500 open source projects built. TAIKAI built a network with many universities and startups in Portugal, where the team is based, and is part of the Microsoft for Startups program. Companies and organizations that are choosing TAIKAI will find a collaborative and intuitive environment and can improve the speed, diversity, and quality of their solution development thanks to aligned incentives. Mario Alves, founder and CEO of TAIKAI, had some good things to say about the EOSIO community in the interview, as he was impressed by the quality of their projects and he hopes to launch some joint challenges soon. Read the full interview to learn about how TAIKAI plans to grow, who else is in the team, and why there's such a great potential in online hackathons and remote cooperation. You can find that linked in the written edition of this week's episode at EOSNation.io. For those looking to get started with a fresh set of keys, we published a step-by-step guide this week on how to generate a new EOSIO key pair from within Anchor. Always make sure to have 2 copies of your private keys. For example, private keys saved inside the Anchor wallet, plus private keys written down on a piece of paper, saved in a text file on an encrypted USB drive, or in an Anchor wallet backup file with a strong password stored on external storage or on cloud server. While you're at it, please make sure to review your security practices at least once a year and remember to test your backups as well. Never give your private keys to anyone. If someone is creating an EOS account for you, you can safely share your public keys with them. The powerful account and permission structures on EOS allows users to assign 2 different key pairs on their owner and active permissions, which users should do if they want to follow EOS account security best practices. Anchor conveniently generates 2 key pairs at once, allowing you to share the 2 public keys with the EOS account creator. The new account will be controlled by the private keys of the 2 key pairs, which is only known and controlled by the user and not the account creator. Find the full guide at EOSNation.io. And now some news from Newdex, our favorite place for decentralized asset trading. They announced their strategic investment in the Newleaf wallet, a lightweight wallet that provides all the necessary functions for users to manage their EOSIO accounts. This partnership could have great implications for the growth of Newdex and bring more liquidity to EOSIO-based trading pairs. In the announcement, Newdex mentioned that both companies will strive to bring users a better decentralized trading experience. We're happy to hear that. And following some hints in previous interviews with Everipedia's co-founder and president, Sam Kazemian, Everipedia now officially announced plans to push into the DeFi space with new features for their knowledge market Predict, such as synthetic assets, lending in money markets, and leverage. Exciting news for IQ token holders, as all of these new features are governed and settled in IQ as the central element powering everything that Everipedia team is building. Further plans include a cross-chain initiative to capture as much value and market share for Everipedia and Predict as possible. By the way, did you know that Predict has more features than its Ethereum-based competitor Augur, even without the new DeFi functions? Not to mention usability and speed. It's a good time to get familiar with Predict if you haven't yet, because starting next week, the Everipedia team will start a month-long Predict leaderboard contest, which features an IQ token giveaway for the top traders and top referrers on a weekly basis. Stay tuned as Everipedia and Predict are cooking up some special spicy stew for you. Now let's move on to some news from the DAPP network. The DAPP token was recently listed on the WHO exchange with a DAPP USDT and DAPP EOS trading pair. And Shintai's DAPP leasing market, which we covered in the previous episode of the EOS Hot Sauce, is now live. Interested DAPP token holders can check out the video tutorial covering all the important steps and features. There's definitely good momentum building up for Liquid apps as more DSPs are joining the network and an increasing number of applications are using the services. The freshly rebranded DAPPSeals made it their mission to continue this trend by informing the Wire crypto community about the amazing tech solutions that Liquid Apps has to offer. Their newest initiative is a caption contest for the Liquid Apps superheroes. Everybody's welcome to join, and the best submission gets rewarded with some sweet Liquid Apps swag. Want to join the DAPPSeals bootcamp? They're currently recruiting. For training purposes, we can recommend a Liquid Apps YouTube playlist compiled by the notorious DAPP permable Nicholas Flamel. And in the latest DAPP talk, we were happy to see Rob Finch back. Listen to what he has to say about the DAPP network and learn about his newest project, NFT Alert. Definitely a good episode touching on two of the currently hottest topics in crypto. You can find links to all the great DAPP content, plus everything else I've mentioned in this week's episode, in the written edition at EOSNation.io. And some more DAPP-related news from Equilibrium. The price feed for their EOSDT stablecoin will be generated through the implementation of Liquid Apps' LiquidOracles from now on. This development comes shortly after Equilibrium's announcement to launch their own DSP to participate in the DAPP network, where all of the Liquid Apps services are offered and settled. We're always happy to see how cooperation and partnership is thriving in the EOSIO ecosystem, especially when it's such a perfect match. Alex Melikov, CEO of Equilibrium, was quoted, "Having accurate, reliable price information is extremely important for the EOSDT stablecoin. The system relies on the actual asset prices to do mark-to-market, bad debt wipeout, and other operations. With LiquidOracles, we found a solution that is engineered to work seamlessly in any condition and can remain unaffected by congestion or network fees. We look forward to expanding our offering further as DSPs on the DAPP network." And finally, a quick update from one of our favorite block explorers. The EOSX team has already started implementing the feedback they began collecting just last week. They've added new accounts to the spam filter, improved the pagination of transaction history, and fixed a bug that prevented users from viewing very old transactions. Meanwhile, the second feedback survey is up, giving participants the chance to win 10 EOS for their efforts once again. Congratulations to last week's lucky winners. Go check out EOSX.io and leave some feedback for your chance to win. And that's all for this week's episode of EOS Hot Sauce. We've got more spicy goodness for you every week, so subscribe, hit the bell, and stay tuned for the next one. And if you can't wait till next week, find our previous episodes at EOSNation.io or on our YouTube channel. Once again, I'm your host Daniel Keys, and we'll see you again next week. Until then, let's keep it spicy.